Good evening, and welcome to this space of horror and mystery. This is Ghostly Brotherhood. Before we begin, I invite you to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos.
They say entering a haunted house can be more than just an adventure. It can be a fatal mistake. Not because of what you can see, but because of what you cannot see. What watches you in silence. In this story, you'll understand why some doors should never be opened. The town of Oakhaven lived under a fog that smelled of salt and forgetfulness. On top of a hill everyone avoided, Mrs. Elizabeth's house stood upright, like a sign no one wanted to read. They say Elizabeth died alone in her rocking chair more than 40 years ago. They say many things. What I'm about to tell you is not a rumor. It's what James, the appraiser who agreed to work during the day and promised not to stay after sundown, saw. James arrived at noon. The sun existed outside, but inside the house the air was heavy and cold. The porch boards groaned under his boots. The sound felt more like a sigh than wood. Everything was covered by a layer of ash and dust, and yet the main parlor looked used. A mahogany rocking chair in front of the fireplace showed the clear impression of a hand on the armrest. While James measured, he felt a cold breath on the back of his neck. He turned. Nothing. Only the wallpaper peeling away in silence. It's nothing, he told himself. He went back to the kitchen, and upon returning, the rocking chair was moving. Slow, rhythmic, creak by creak. There was no wind. The windows were shut. James searched for physical explanations. An uneven floor, vibration. Nothing fit. When he approached, the dust on the seat had been scraped into a perfect circle, as if something invisible had sat down and then risen abruptly. James climbed the stairs. The smell of lavender and mothballs grew stronger with each step. He opened the first door. The master bedroom. The bed was made, the quilts immaculate. On the bedside table, a pocket watch whose hands showed that night had already come. The watch stopped the instant. James touched it, and the doors of every bedroom along the hall slammed shut in unison. Panic propelled him down the stairs, tripping over a torn rug. He was about to leave when he saw her at the end of the hall. A small, bent old woman, clad in dark lace, her hair pulled into a tight bun. She didn't breathe. She didn't move. She only looked at him, with eyes like hollows of shadow. Her mouth curved into a smile that was not kind. And from the walls, the floor, the air, a dry, brittle voice filled the hall.
You stayed after the sun fell!
Panic unlocked his limbs. James ran, opened the latch, crossed the porch, and ran down the hill without looking back. He got in his car, started it, and sped away from Oakhaven. He never delivered the appraisal. He left everything and moved to a city where the sun always seemed to hang on a little longer. A year later, James was having dinner in his apartment on a busy street. He had regained sleep. He cut his steak, and for the first time in a long while, felt peace. But he felt a cold. That deep, exact cold he remembered from Elizabeth's house. He set down his fork and looked toward the hallway. On the white wall, at the height of his head, there was a thin crack. The fissure opened as if the wall were breathing. From it came the rhythmic creak of a rocking chair. James pressed his ear to the wall. On the other side, there was no neighbor, only silence. And yet the rocking chair creaked, clear as a bell. Before I go, I need to say who Elizabeth was. Not a legend, but a whole woman who lived and suffered. Elizabeth was not just a lonely widow. She was a nurse at the coastal hospital. She collected sailors' letters and sewed blankets for the children of Oakhaven. Her life revolved around caring for others. Over the years, people changed. The ships stopped returning. The letters stopped coming. Loneliness ate her alive step by step. When she died, someone closed the house and left it behind, but they did not close what she left inside. A desperate need for company, a claim that knows no rest. Her loneliness became hunger. She didn't seek revenge. She sought company for eternity. The rocking chair found a new home. The cold remained. The house on the hill was not the origin. It was the mirror. If you stay after the sun falls, you might carry something with you without knowing it, as happened to the unfortunate James.
That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this content, you can support me with hit the like button and by subscribing to the channel, but be careful when you turn off the lights in your room. If you hear footsteps while you're alone, remember, some stories don't stay in the video. Good night.